I don't know why I stopped recording, but you were like this, and I was reading, but I didn't notice that because I was using a different platform to record. So I was just talking, and yeah, it was upside down, and I didn't know where to look. And my argument was so good, like I didn't want to stop because it looked weird. So I ended up just talking, and I was looking like in this corner, and this corner, and this corner, because I didn't want to look directly in the camera, because for me, I'd be overthinking it. Looking at it, and I'm like, why am I looking at it like that? So I was just looking at my afro in the corner. I was like, how was I like? I was like, oh, minority classrooms, mostly black classrooms or minority classrooms. Like, I was just looking around the entire time. Hi, my name is Leah, and today I want to talk about something that's very important to me, something that has shaped both our community's past and our present: racism, inequality. It's a topic that still affects people in schools, in neighborhoods, and everyday life, even though many people like to believe it's over, but it's not. Reading different texts this year helped me see how deep this issue goes and how it continues to show up in ways we didn't always notice. I believe racial inequality is still a major problem, and we can see it clearly in the ways opportunities are divided. In some communities, students have brand new textbooks, updated classrooms, and multiple counselors. In other communities, often mostly black or minority classrooms and neighborhoods, are dealing with outdated materials, fewer resources, and less support for students. When a school has less funding, that affects everything. Like, we're talking learning, safety, mental health, and even opportunities that help students strive in the future. This is one example of inequality and how it continues. Another example is how neighborhoods are still separated by race because of decisions made decades ago. Even though laws change, the results of these choices are still visible. Some neighborhoods have better housing, safer streets, and more job opportunities, while others struggle with underinvestment. This shows how racism from the past still influences how people live today. These examples support my claim. These examples support my claim that racism or racial inequality didn't disappear. It simply just changed forms, if that's what we want to call it. One of the texts that really helped me understand this was Letter from Birmingham Jail by Dr. Martin Luther King. In the text, he talked about how people kept telling him to wait for a change, as if justice would just like somewhere come on its own. He explains that waiting only allows injustice to continue, and that people were being hurt every day by segregation and unfair treatment. MLK describes children not being able to go to certain schools, people being injured or judged by their skin color, and entire communities being held back from opportunities. This idea for being told to wait for equality still happens right now. Today, when communities ask for fair funding for their schools, they've been told it's too expensive and it needs more time. When people ask for equal treatment by police or protection from discrimination, they've been told the system just needs to work itself out. When neighborhoods ask for better resources or safer environments, the answer is often that change will eventually come. These responses show that the same message MLK fought against or fought for is still being used today. People are still being asked to wait while inequality continues to affect their lives. The poems we read about connecting to what's happening now. The poems we read also connects to what's happening now. In I Too, Langston Hughes showed how it feels to be excluded and pushed away. Just like how he's been told to eat in the kitchen, that moment shows how people of color were treated as less important. Even today, people can still feel invisible or unheard because of their race. Sometimes they aren't included in certain spaces, or their words aren't taken seriously, even when they're talking about real problems that still affect everyone and them. In Harlem, Hughes talks about a dream deferred, a dream that's been put off, delayed, or held back. The dream could dry up, fester, or even explode. Many people today still have dreams that are harder to reach because inequality limits their opportunities. When schools aren't funded fairly, when neighborhoods lack resources, or when people are judged because of their race, their dreams are held back, just like in the poem. Even in the story, everyday youth connects to this. The story shows how history, culture, and identity affects the way people see themselves. It reminds us that people's roots and backgrounds matter, and when society devalues certain cultures or identities, it creates a feeling of inequality that can last for generations. All these texts help me show that racial inequality is not a single moment in time. It's a pattern that keeps repeating itself in different ways. Understanding this made me think more deeply about our own community. I started to notice which schools get more support, which neighborhoods have more opportunities and safer roads and safer opportunities, and how people are treated based on these things. They can't control it. It made me realize that if we don't talk about these issues to try to change them, then the future might look like it did in the past, or a lot like the past. My main point is that racial inequalities shaped our history, continues to affect our present, and will limit the future unless we take action right now. We can't keep being told to wait. Change only happens when people decide to make it happen. Reading these texts made me understand inequality more deeply. A question I still have is, if so many people before us, like our ancestors or other people, fought for equality, why hasn't it fully happened yet? And what is taking it so long, or what will it take for our generation to make the change stick? Thank you for listening, and I hope we all keep thinking about how we can help build a community where we have fairer rules, fairer future for our community. Thank you for watching again. Peace out. Now I'm joking, but bye.